Alright guys, I'm back and I'm going to give you my top 10 of 2018. Don't have an intro to give you, but I'm just going to basically go right into it and let you know what my top 10 favorite movies were from last year. And I want to basically let you know right now, this is my top 10. I count it as movies that I will actually rewatch and go back and watch again. Not the fact that there might be movies that, that I thought was maybe good, but it just depends on my rewatchability of these movies. I wanted to, basically, if the movie was good enough to watch again, or decent enough to watch again. That's what this list is. Coming in at number 10 is The Predator. And yes, this movie does have a lot of problems with it, and especially fucking hate the ending of this movie. Especially after what I read of what the ending was supposed to be with Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of this movie. But the thing is, this movie, I found I can still watch it and have alright time with it. I do like some of the characters that are in this movie, and I think this is actually an alright movie to watch. Yes, it is at the bottom of the list when it comes to when you compare them to the rest of the franchise, but I still found myself where I can watch this movie again. But it does have a lot of problems with it, and I will admit it. But that's where Predator is at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Rampage, starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, or whatever you want to fucking call him. I actually enjoyed this movie. It was actually surprising that I liked this movie. I don't remember playing the game too much when it came out, years ago. But to be honest, I actually sat down and I actually enjoyed watching this movie. It was something a little bit different, and it had, I liked it. It was just one of those popcorn movies that you can just sit down and watch and enjoy. Coming in at number 8, Venom. Now, I was against this fucking movie ever since the beginning, because I was like, how can you have a Venom movie without fucking Spider-Man? But despite that, it is actually a Venom movie, and I like seeing the character actually finally portrayed right. I actually didn't mind Tom Hardy as Venom. I liked the CGI. I handled some of the CGI in this movie. I didn't like the main villain of the movie. I mean, I thought that was crap. I didn't like him or anything. But I mean, I liked the chemistry that that Eddie Brock had with Venom and everything. I didn't like, there's still aspects of this fucking movie, but I just shake my head at and I don't like. But to be honest, though, it was a movie that I felt that I could watch again. And I think it's only because of the fact that it is Venom, and Venom is one of my favorite characters. Do I want him to be in with Spider-Man and everything? They've already greenlit the sequel with Carnage, Woody Harrelson with that horrible ass wig, but hopefully we'll get something good in the sequel with Carnage and everything, but only time will tell. Coming in at number 7 is Black Panther, and I know you gotta be saying, what the fuck? This is like one of the best movies of the year. Not in my opinion, I'm sorry. Black Panther, even though it was a great movie, and it just fucking blew up and did great, and the character is actually pretty cool. I just found myself, this was not a movie that I want to rewatch all over again and everything. It's kind of like, in a way, it's like Doctor Strange is to me and stuff. Doctor Strange was a good movie. Not a movie, though, I'd want to watch. I don't know if it's the fact I'm just getting tired of the Marvel movies or whatever, but it's just because, I don't know. It's just, this movie, it was great movie, but it's not that rewatchable to me. Coming in at number 6 is The Quiet Place, and to be honest, this movie actually did surprise me on how good I liked it, in the fact that it was something different in the horror field and everything, and it was just neat. I mean, the whole fucking movie for the most part is just silent, so therefore, just no sound, and I just liked the concept of it. I thought it was great, and of course, we got Bird Box that came out later with the other different, because that's what Bird Box is like. This movie, and to be honest, I thought this movie was fantastic. I liked it. It's one that I definitely will rewatch again. Of course, me being a Halloween guy, I like that type of movie, and I'll watch it and Quiet Place will probably be one of those ones I'll watch every year. Coming in at number 5 was a movie I thought would have been a lot higher on my list. Is definitely one of those movies I would rewatch, and that's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. But to be honest, I was kind of really let down and disappointed with this movie. I mean, granted, it's still a good movie. It's in my top 5 of the year and everything. But the thing is, because I watch all Jurassic Parks almost all every year, but that's the reason why. But the thing is, this movie was a kind of a letdown after what Jurassic World was. I love Jurassic World. And, you know, this movie right here, it was kind of like the Lost World of, you know, from the first 2 movies, where Lost World was a downgrade from the first one. That's what this one was from Jurassic World. So it was alright. It was a good movie, but it wasn't as good as the Jurassic World was. Coming in at number 4 is Aquaman. DC finally got one right. And to be honest, I actually really liked this movie, and it was actually one of the best. To me, it's one of the best in the DC EU, because it was, I mean, the rest of them are very hit and miss on them, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of them, but this one here was actually good from the beginning to the end. Love Black Manta. I love every fucking thing, every scene in that of him in this fucking movie, and that definitely is what helped carry it. But I just like the chemistry I've seen with the characters, some of the characters and stuff, and I just thought it was a good movie. It's definitely one that I will definitely go revisit and rewatch. Coming in at number 3 is Deadpool 2. Now, Deadpool 1 was one of my favorite movies of 2016. In fact, I think if I remember correctly, it was my number 1 movie of that year. Deadpool 2 was a great movie. I enjoyed myself tremendously, and I love Josh Brolin as Cable. I like the girl who plays Domino. I thought those were great additions to this movie, to this cast and everything. And to be honest with you, this is a great movie, but it's not my favorite 2 of the year. And I felt I remember when I watched it, I thought it was good, but I thought it was nowhere near comparison to what the first one was. But that was my opinion. Again, great movie, but just it felt a little lackluster compared to the first one. Coming in at number 2 is Halloween, the new, the 40 years later one and everything. To be honest, one of my most looked forward to movies of this year, of 2018, and it didn't let me down. I loved the movie. It was definitely one of those Halloween movies that I'm going to watch every single year. I'm a big Michael Myers fan, not as big as I am in Freddy Krueger, but I like Michael Myers as well, and I love those movies, and that's exactly where this film fits in, as one of the best of that series, and I will definitely. It's just an awesome movie. I can't wait for it to hit Blu-ray so that way I can watch it again and everything. So, but yeah, Halloween, number 2, 2018. And coming in at number 1 was Avengers Infinity War. Even though I said earlier in my Black Panther, during that one, this, how I'm kind of tired of the Marvel films. They're kind of tiring on me. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't even make my list. But this film was totally different than that. I mean, this one had the fucking action from the beginning of the friggin' movie all the way to the end of the movie, and just what they did at the end of the movie, was just fantastic and everything. It just made you want more, and that's what every part of this movie was great for as long as it was, and I can just sit back and I can watch every fucking part of it, every scene of it. This was the ensemble. This was where everything accumulated to from all the past 10 years. And it was just fantastic to see all these characters on screen on one movie. It was just fantastic. Definitely number 1 on my list. What is it on your guys' list? Leave all your comments in the box below, and I'll get back at you. Till next time.